What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Team Chat Podcast, a video game show. I am one of your hosts, Jarrett Wilson, joined across the table by my co-host, Rachel Mogan.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno to you as well. How are you this fine day?
I'm doing just fine. Gonna go for a night. It's summer here in Austin already.
Yeah,
it's already
quick turnaround.
We went from winter to summer in the space of 5 days.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, so I will be going for a nice long bike ride today. Gotta
nice.
get them miles in before it becomes real summer and it's over 100 degrees every day.
That's in like a week. Yeah. I think that's about all we have.
I don't have much time. I really got to get out there.
I don't have much time left. Got to get out there and ride before those hot temps come in.
Terminal case of Texas summer is coming.
And I mean, it really did, though. It turned around so fast because literally this weekend, it was 27 degrees in the morning.
Yep.
And now here it is Monday, and it's 80 degrees out there.
Yep.
And it feels great.
Oh, it does.
Once that wind died down
love
though
it.
Earlier today, it was so windy.
Unfortunately, that's when I decided to go for a walk, and normally that wouldn't be so bad, except they were doing street, like where they rip up the top layer of the road to resurface it.
Okay.
Stripping, that's the word I was looking for. They were stripping a major road to make way for a new road, and the dust. I was like, I should turn back, but I didn't. I don't want to be a quitter.
So you're in a different neighborhood. So for us, it's trash day. So you're just getting those wonderful smells of everybody's trash cans on the street and the trash truck driving by. It's enough to make you want to gag. It's a little rank. It's a little rank out there. Yeah. But hey.
That's why we play. That's why we stay indoors and play.
Exactly.
Video
That's
games.
why we stay inside and play video games. Thanks for getting us there. Because we play those video games so we can talk about them here with you on Team Chat Podcast. Listen to new episodes of the show every Thursday morning on podcast services around the World Wide Web, as well as watch a video version of each episode over on our YouTube channel. Links for all that are in the description below. And you can also, is that what we're going to feature today?
Well, we don't have what we're actually going to talk about, but this is the closest thing I can think of.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very close, very close. And so you can watch those also on our YouTube channel. You can find us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Join our Discord server where we have a lot of great conversation about gaming and other non-gaming related topics. We're not here recording the show. And finally, if you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/Team Chat Podcast, where it's for as little as $1 a month. You can support the show. And in return, we'll give you cool perks like getting the episodes early before their general Tuesday release, access to a private channel on our Discord server, the Rogues Gallery, and a lot of extra bits of goodness along the way. If we make something extra, you get it early. So that's a really cool thing that you get there. And all that long-windedness is to say that you can be just like these cool kids who have gone over to patreon.com/Team Chat Podcast, such as Super Saiyan Ace, Elise F, Zach S, Mariah S, Susan M, James K, Ben W, Michael B, Fuchsia Rascal, Andrew M, Michael S, and Brandon W have done. They have gone over there, supported the show, and for that, we thank you. But also, if you can't do that, that's no big deal. We totally understand. And there are a lot of other great ways you can support the show, such as telling your friends, writing us a review, subscribing wherever you listen to or watch the show. All that helps. And for all of that, we greatly appreciate and love each one of our patrons, viewers, listeners alike. Heart emoji.
Heart emoji.
Our hearts beat for you. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom,
Boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom, boom.
Uh-oh, she flat.
Well, yeah.
All right, well, but the main topic of today and why we are here with this little Yoshi, while yes, not necessarily... Oh, wait, sorry. We can't jump into that yet.
Yeah, first of all, I have to bring it up. That was one of your rougher starts in a while.
It was. Should we do it again?
No. I just wanted to be like, wow, he normally nails it these days. That one was kind of
I was ready because I made all my notes, my pre-notes on my computer, and I made them in the Notes app there. So sillily assuming that they would automatically update when I open the notes on my phone. They would be in the same note. It was not. It was on our grocery list note. So I had to go through and go and find the patrons. And instead of just stop and restart, and decided to struggle bus through.
Gotcha.
But you know what? The people know. The people understand. They know what they're getting here on Team Chat
that's how you
Podcast.
build character, too.
Exactly.
You
take
soldier
the lumps
on.
when they come.
Yeah, you
know
do
what
you can.
No big deal. We roll on. We carry on.
Yeah.
But before we get to the main topic of the day, we are going to talk a little bit about where we are in Horizon Forbidden West. Gotta do our little updates here.
Yeah, we got to do our Aloy Goes West updates. I know that you said you haven't made it much farther yet, right?
I actually I was out of town for 4-ish days last week. And then,
and unfortunately, the PS5 doesn't travel well.
It does not travel.
It's too
not that it doesn't
giant.
travel well, it just doesn't travel.
Yeah, it needs to be safely ensconced in its place of containment.
Nothing's happening there. So I didn't get a chance to really make any progress on anything. Got back and had this weekend, played a few times on the old Aloy Goes West, And gotta say, got stuck really hard in a couple places.
Where'd you get stuck?
I was trying to knock out some side quests because I've gotten into the Forbidden West, been dealing around there for a little while. But I was doing one of the side missions. I got to a Tanakh settlement in the Forbidden West. Met a dude named Daka or Draka.
Oh, Draka. Yeah. I know where you are.
And his side quest. I had to be like...
you're on very hard mode, right?
I am. And I did actually, to try to beat it, go down a level. Still couldn't. But it's a level 17 side quest where I'm at. I'm level 15. So I'm thinking I should be able to do it. But now I'm wondering, I don't have in my arsenal a fire weapon yet. And I'm wondering if that's part of my problem. Because this area has blaze canisters around that I can explode. But nothing to really explode them with other than the pike thrower, the spear thrower thing.
You should get some fire
So I need to get some fire
You should get some fuego
arrows. So I gave up on that. It was this is too hard right now.
Is the section you're talking about the one where you have to go into this area where there are a couple of different beasts, sort of it's a narrow valley.
Yeah.
It's a little contained ravine.
You have to climb like a barricade.
You climb up a barricade and then you get into this little ravine, and it's this very contained area with 4. In my case, it was 4 monsters. I think.
Yeah.
It was 2.
Fanghorns?
It was 2 fanghorns, fire fanghorns, and then it was 2 ravagers.
Yes.
And the
ravagers.
I'm level 27 now, I think.
Yeah.
And every time I encounter a ravager, I'm do I need to fight it? Because if not, I'm not gonna.
Because
They're hard.
they have that sweeping laser weapon and everything.
It's
That's
the
minigun kind of thing. They're super fast.
They're
they can
so
hit you from so
fast.
far away if they leap and lunge at you.
Oh yeah, the lunge is what
know what I
always
mean?
gets me. I can avoid the lasers, and I've gotten really good at hitting their laser with my arrows to knock it off as fast as I can. But it has a lot of weapon stamina. I don't know.
Yeah.
And when they close the distance on you, you're dead. The minute
yeah.
one kind of tramples you, you're just Aloy's dead. And
Don't
it's
even try to engage that thing in melee combat. It's
Absolutely
not going to work out well
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
unless you can get the critical strike. So I gave up on that for a little bit because I just kept struggle busting through that. Just
Understandable.
wasn't making it.
And that was a side quest anyway.
Yeah, so I was I'll come back.
Draka.
I'll come back to you. Went to go do another side quest though because it was one that was a level 15, so on the same level as me. So I went to go do that one. It was back into the east part of the map. So there's that passageway that you can go through.
Daunt.
Back into the Daunt and all that
gotcha.
stuff. Or just not quite back to there, but where you go after Barren Light. So you're in after you go through
that no man's land.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha.
So in there, I went to go do a side quest there and actually got through that one. Fought one of the turtle monsters, the shellback, for the first time.
Jesus Christ!
Whoa,
that fight
was
gave
hard.
me a lot of trouble.
Very fun.
Yeah,
that was a very fun fight.
I'm not sure I would count that.
So
one
that
as
means you met her friend from the past then.
Yes.
Talana.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I was like Tallulah.
the Karja Huntress.
Yes.
Who's the head of the Hunters Guild and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I did meet her. Again, I was like, well, as far as people from Aloy's past goes, she's pretty harmless.
Yeah.
Because she didn't just dredge up a bunch of old stuff, and that was kind of her whole plot. Her plot was, hey, I lost a friend out here.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm looking for him, so you want to help me? And it's oh, okay, at least she's got new stuff going on. That's exciting. Good for her.
Yeah.
She also has a Padawan?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Thrush, I guess, in
Thrush.
the game.
Right, so cute.
So after being stuck trying to help Draka for a while, it was nice to finally get through a mission, actually. I'm needing to upgrade some gear pretty heavily. So I think I'm going to have to grind out some resource collection.
I'm definitely way farther ahead than you, at least in levels goes.
Yeah.
I feel like you can catch up pretty quickly, though, and I don't think this is a huge spoiler, so geographically speaking, in our world, I'm really close to Las Vegas.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're in the same mission than I am.
Yes.
You're going to hunt. Okay, slight spoiler stuff here. We have to be a little specific here to narrow this stuff down. So, turn away for a few minutes.
We have to be in the same.
You just activated Gaia then.
Yes,
and so you're on the
and
hunt for the 3 variables. So you're going for the one in Vegas. That's I'm on the exact same mission. I'm going to. Did you go get any of the others first, or are you going straight to Vegas?
I'm going straight to Vegas, but I don't know why. I don't know why I chose to bypass the other one.
Well, because the Vegas one is the lower level difficulty.
Oh, is it?
When you're when
It's
you activate
Aether.
it in Gaia. Yeah. When you activate it in
Okay.
Gaia and she tells you to go look for them,
Gotcha.
it has which one you tell her that you're going to go after first, which doesn't commit you to it.
No,
But it's just
yeah.
what you tell her. It shows the level difficulty for them.
So I guess I got confused then because in my mind I thought that the Poseidon quest was in Las Vegas. So I just wasn't paying attention. I was like, Vegas it is. I like Poseidon.
Yeah.
He's hot in Hades.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Because she said something about the water being in the desert, something like that, alluded to that, and then I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
but then
kinda-
the name didn't match, so then I was confused by that too. But yeah, that must make
well,
sense.
all right,
So-
whatever.
But no, we're both on the way to
So
Vegas.
we're both going to
story-wise,
Vegas.
we're in the same place.
I've actually made it there.
Oh,
so
nice.
I've made it there, but I'm doing the thing now where I don't exactly feel like I'm under leveled per se.
Yeah.
Like my weapons, I've started to get a lot of rare and very rare weapons, and I've started being able to upgrade them quite a bit. But there are quite a few of my staple weapons, like a couple of specific bows and
Tripcaster, the slingshot.
slingshot, whatever it's called.
Oh, Tripcaster is the one.
I fucking hate tripcasters. I can't use them for
They
shit.
they always fail.
Oh,
I
yeah,
never
I
had
can
this much
nev-
trouble.
yeah, I
I
can't
did
get
not
them to
have that
work.
much trouble in the first game getting Tripcasters to work.
F tripcasters. So whatever it's the slingshot.
Oh,
So
okay.
the slingshot ones, my bow, my javelin, all of those, I'm trying to get as leveled up as I can, but I'm missing fucking rollerback tails.
Rollerback tails.
Yeah,
I don't even think
right.
I've seen rollerback.
I
backs
think
yet.
I encountered one rollerback, and I tried forever to shoot its tail off, and it would not come off, and then it died, and I was like, fine, bye.
Never mind.
And now it's like, oh no, you actually need quite a few for the weapons you've got, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
I'm having a really hard time keeping up with the materials needed to make like just like any of the weapons. That's why I was having so much hard time with that part with Draga. Even though I keep going to my stash and like refilling every time I need to, every time I go to a town or something like
Yeah.
that, I'm still having enough. I still only have like enough craftables on hand to re-up some of those weapons, like the spears, the explosive spears, and then the acid or freeze arrows specifically. Only have like enough to like refill them once,
Well,
and
the
that's enough.
thing-
So it's really hard to make
Yeah.
sure I have enough. I'm just dealing with normal arrows, which takes forever if you don't have any kind of benefit to help try to like cut these guys down.
One of the things that I really wish were a feature in this game is that you can see what materials you need to upgrade on a weapon at a workbench. But if you're out in the field and you just like bring up your inventory menu, you can't go to your weapons and have it tell you this is the next level up. This is the stuff that you need for that, unless you have marked that as a job.
Right.
Which I think is super annoying.
Yeah.
Because it's
I've
like,
seen that
well,
in some other games now. I feel like Far Cry might be that.
yeah,
way.
I don't love that. It's like, if you can show this to me at a workbench, you can show it to me now.
Yeah.
Give me the information right now, because sometimes you get a new weapon out somewhere and you're like, oh, cool. What do I need to upgrade it? And it's just
Yeah.
like, well, you have to go to a workbench for that. And I'm like, but why? Why
But a
can't I
workbench,
have that
I'm in the Forbidden
information
West. I don't know
now?
where one is.
Yeah, it's like, bitch, I'm out here in the wild.
This is a flat log. Can I count this as a workbench?
It's like, is this a weapon? Yeah, so I'm still having a lot of fun with it. I've definitely had some very frustrating fights that I have. Actually, a couple I have given up on. There's a specific Thunderjaw that is way too strong.
I bet is that the one that you also meet like kind of around Draka? It's around where that part.
No,
but
it's
the Thunderjaws
further.
are.
I've successfully defeated two
Oh, nice.
Thunderjaws, and this is like kind of the third or fourth one that I've physically encountered, and I tried forever because I specifically needed its tail for
Yeah.
a weapon, and I was like, I just cannot do this.
I see.
So I gave up.
I see gifs and stuff of people doing these fancy moves where like a Thunderjaw's running at them and it jumps over them and they slide and do the slow down time and like shoot something off its belly. And I'm just like,
Oh my god!
how?
What?
Yeah,
I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it so well because I'm just over here struggle busting the whole time.
Yeah,
so
that's not something I'm doing.
yeah, I need to go. I need to grind out some gear. That is
Yeah,
pretty
I do
much what I
too.
think I need to do because I'm kind of at that point where it's like I can make it, but it's getting harder.
Yeah, it's getting rough out there.
Even just run around the ones that are like the big birds, the like the chickens, the one that look like chickens, long legs or something like that. I think they're called.
Oh.
Those guys are being hard for me right now.
So
Bristlebacks,
bristlebacks are easy.
Those are easy.
Maybe it is long legs that I
fang
also
horns
have
are easy.
trouble with.
The kangaroo ones are easy for me, but like
Oh no, I hate the leap lashers.
Yeah.
Those are one of my least favorite.
Oh, really?
ones.
Those
For
are new.
some
Those
reason,
weren't in
they're
the last
very hard
game.
for me, and they just any creature that does shock damage is infuriating.
That's the other thing the Ravager can do. It can shoot like that
Yeah.
shockwave along the ground.
Oh, it's the worst. And just Aloy's recovery time from being knocked down and from being electrocuted is so slow. You can just get wombo comboed left, right, and center. So it is rough times out there.
Have you got any new outfits? Because I'm using an Utaru one. That's a rare skin that I got.
I have, I think, the same Utaru one, but the next level up. I found the very rare of that. So, but I do really like the Utaru armors and basically all of their weapons because they favor stealth fighting and ranged stealth specifically, which is everything
Right,
I'm
what you
doing.
like.
I'm like, I'm not going out there. I'll stay over here in the grass. So yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was getting messed up with too. Is like I was having a hard time with those Ravagers where I was trying to be stealthy and like set up traps along their walk path and everything. But then even then those traps weren't doing enough. So it's like I feel like just I've hit a level where I really just feel like my equipment is not up to my skill level, and I have to like fix that and close that gap.
I
or else
also
I'm just gonna have
still
a hard time.
I suck still at using traps because the Tripcaster is the only one that is in theory fast enough to really use in battle, but I can never get to land. And all of the other ones that Aloy has to like crouch down and actively use in the field, just for some reason I can never time them well. I always put them in spots where the monster never goes, just like Monster Hunter.
Or
It's
you
like,
plant
cool.
it as the monster jumps on you, so it explodes and hurts
and
you
it gives
too.
both of you, and it's like, cool, love this.
Yep.
So traps are not my friend, but yeah. So I don't think either of us are even close to being finished.
Oh, absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely
not even close.
So.
I think I'm at least 40 to 50 hours in by now.
I'm only I lowest because I played last night and saved it. I'm only actually at 18. I have not.
Really? Maybe,
I have not
maybe it
gone
feels
through.
longer. I'll actually have to check.
When you do
I
a
haven't
manual
checked
save,
mine.
or no,
Yeah.
you can go into your notebook and stuff, and they're in your statistics, and
it
they'll
will?
tell you your hours played. Or you can check
okay.
the save when you make a manual save.
I'll check tonight then.
But yeah, so well, we must carry on then because we have quite the road to go in Horizon Forbidden West still. But for our main topic today, we wanted to talk about a new game that's coming out. So I guess it kind of counts as our first impressions because
does.
we circumvented the system. We didn't buy the game. We didn't get one of those sweet review codes because they don't want to send them to us yet. So we have to do it with demos. And the demo though that we played this week and wanted to talk about is Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Yes.
So we played through that demo. It was relatively short. Well, I will say that short, but longer than I was expecting.
I would say the demo for me was way shorter than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, really?
I guess I'm kind of more accustomed to demos being... Because most of the demos that I play are usually for JRPGs specifically.
Which makes sense that it has to be super long
so
so you
those
can
are
actually
super
figure out if you
long.
want to play
Yeah,
it or
because
not.
like the demo for Triangle, Octopus, Traveler, that demo alone was at least 3 hours. And I think most of the other ones I've played are generally that long as well. So going to a game like Kirby, which is radically different in tone and style and gameplay, it makes perfect sense that the demo would be really short. But I think I finished it in, what 30 to 40 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
It was real
very
short.
quick.
Yeah.
It was like basically a quick little intro tutorial level where you see like the opening cinematic,
Yes.
get the lay of what's happening in the game. Then you go and play a whole full level, and then there's a boss fight.
Yeah.
So,
Let's set the scene first. So let's
Sure,
talk about what's
sure.
going on in Kirbo Land.
well, real quick though, when does this game come out? Because I know it's coming out soon.
It comes out March 25th.
March
So
25th.
it is
Right around the
coming
corner.
out. I mean, really, that's almost next week.
Yeah, because this is the 17th. Oh, happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way, everybody.
Is it St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah. Because today, as of recording, is the 14th, and then this will be coming out on Thursday. So
I
yeah.
thought you meant today.
Oh,
and
no,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
what?
No,
I missed it.
As of release day, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And we're not
Gotcha.
wearing green at all. Somebody's going to jump through the camera and pinch us.
We're doomed. Yeah, so this will be coming out next Friday.
Okay.
So when you're hearing this, it's coming out next Friday, which I've been looking forward to this game, and I feel like it's definitely one that I'm going to pick up. Probably not at launch, because again, I've just got other games that I have
Yeah.
to get through, but especially after playing the demo, I do really want to get this game. I very much enjoyed my time with it,
I will say-
however short it was.
Yeah. I will say, this is actually the first Kirby game I've ever played. Ever even really dabbled in.
And I'm not surprised by that because this is actually, and I didn't even realize this until I was doing some research on it, this is the first true 3D Kirby game. There's never been another
all the other
one.
ones have been 2D platformers.
All of the other ones have either been 2D or they've been 2.5D. So
okay.
a couple of them were kind of like bridging that line between 2D to 3D, but this is the first one. This is the first 3D Kirby game, which I guess it's kind of like a red herring because part of you feels like, well, Smash Brothers counts, right? And it's like, actually, it doesn't.
And Kirby Air Ride.
And Kirby Air Ride.
But like the tried and true, like actual like storied platformer games for Kirby, this is the first like,
this
3D
is the first one.
A la Super Mario World.
Exactly.
All that stuff.
I don't know. Maybe.
Or Super Mario 64.
Poor Air Ride. Maybe because of I'm assuming that Kirby and the Forgotten Lands is going to get good reception, and when it does, I'm hopeful that will revive people's interest in Kirby Air Ride, and it'll get a redo. It's not going to happen, but I can dream. But yeah, so this is the first 3D Kirby game, and it gave me strong Mario Galaxy vibes.
Oh, okay.
Specifically Mario Galaxy, not because it doesn't bend gravity, it doesn't really play with gravity, but the way that the camera moves really reminded me of Mario Galaxy, and more specifically, the soundtrack.
Soundtrack was great.
The soundtrack was great.
Yeah.
And something about just the songs that were playing in the background, I was like, man, these sound straight out of Mario Galaxy.
Well, and the main menu music is really good too.
Actually, while I look up the composer, you keep talking about something, because now I'm really curious, like, was it the same person?
Well, so like I was saying, this is the very first Kirby game I've ever played. So I kind of like, I take that back. I may have like messed around in like the first level of one that was on the Nintendo Switch Online library that you can go play of like one of the old classic games. But just Kirby was one that none of my friends had growing up. None of my friends were really ever into. And since I didn't own a Nintendo or anything like that to play him on, I just was like, okay, cool. I know who you are from Smash Brothers, but that is about it. In fact, at the end of the demo, when it was like giving the like little trailer showing you all the different things you get to do in the game, which I was like, damn, this does look pretty fun. I was like, oh yeah, Meta Knight is the like villain from this. King Dedede is the villain from this. I forgot. So like refreshing my mind on that. But same as you, I had a ton of fun with it, way more than I was anticipating. I kind of thought that I was going to play it and just be like, cool, I get it. But I thought it had some really fun platforming. It had some really fun combat and varied combat. And I think it had the fun stuff that makes Kirby so fun, like him being able to copy abilities. Yes. And now the mouthful mode.
Yeah, mouthful mode. That's Kirby Eats Cars, for those of you that haven't seen the trailer.
Stuff that he can't suck up.
So it's just so weird, though, because this is in the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler.
Right.
And it's obviously in the demo. It's very early on. It's part of the tutorial. But one of the first things that Kirby... Sorry, we do need to set the scene now, because this is a plot point. So Kirby comes from the planet Popstar, and he's just riding around on his stars on the planet Popstar, having a grand old time. Him and all his Waddle Dee pals, they're just living their best lives. And then a bunch of interspace rifts just open up in the sky and start sucking everything up that they can get their hands on.
Ratchet and Kirby rifts apart.
Exactly. So Kirby and all the little Waddle Dees get sucked up into the sky, and as they're sort of going through this wormhole to eventually get spit out in the Forgotten Lands where the game takes place, Kirby kind of like goes through this weird squishing, stretching phase where it's like, okay, something's clearly happening to him. And then when he lands on the Forgotten Lands, or when he lands in the Forgotten Lands, he discovers that he has new powers, like mouthful mode. So the first thing that he eats that he can't actually absorb is a car, and it's so weird because like he gloms on it with his whole mouth. His mouth does close, implying that like he's eating it, but then he doesn't like get himself all the way around it. So like it pops back out and it's just got like this little hem of what the object actually is, a car, and then all the rest of it is wrapped up in Kirby. It's like, I don't know how to interpret this information. This is a little weird even for me.
I just love too that they felt bold enough to be able to call it mouthful mode. You know, like you're opening yourself up for some memes for us to get just torn apart with the various different meanings of that,
bro.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's just like, I don't know what they're thinking, but like I applaud them for the effort. I applaud them for putting themselves out there like that.
I do too. Quick aside, the composer for this game is primarily Jun Ishikawa, and he's apparently worked on the Kirby games for quite a while, and also most recently, or not most recently, but did the entire Box Boy soundtrack. So Jun Ishikawa.
Oh, I
cool
remember
guy.
that game. Okay.
But you bring up a good point. That is one of the things that I enjoyed the most about Kirby and the Forgotten Lands is that, and this is kind of what reminded me of Mario Galaxy specifically, and Mario Odyssey too. I think they're pretty adjacent. Is that feeling of, wow, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the game really embraces the absurdity and the ridiculousness that video games can be. And Kirby's just like, yeah, I'm going to eat a traffic cone. And then that turns me into a traffic cone. And you know how.
Vending machine.
Yeah. And then, oh my God, the vending machine
was
killed
great.
me. So he can. All right. So I need to go more into some of these powers because they were so fun. The car was so fun to control.
Yeah.
So when Kirby eats the car, you can like do this super boost and you just drive around and run enemies over and smash through walls.
Yeah.
It's like Matchbox cars.
Yes.
I made the motion of like running them on the tracks, but I couldn't think of what they were called. It's like hot cars or Matchbox cars. It's awesome. The traffic cone is very, very silly. The vending machine works by you shoot soda cans out of your little receptacle. And
so fun.
It's like a gun. And it's like, yes, this is the best.
Well, and the traffic cone too. It had its attack was like you would jump up, flip over, and like stab some and like ground pound.
You
with
basically
the tip
become
of
a
the
spear,
cone. Yeah.
but you're a traffic cone.
But what I really liked about it is that you didn't only like become these things. You know, like how in Donkey Kong, for example, like the Donkey Kong Country, you could get the rhino or the spider. You know, those different, or spider might have been Donkey Kong Country too, but still, like the little animals like help you along the way, and they basically, you know, they can attack and they can also help you traverse the level. But I like really appreciated how some of these things with the car. But especially the traffic cone, how the traffic cone really was like more of a platforming device than an attacking device. And I liked how they were kind of built that way. The car was like kind of a pretty solid medium, like a mix of the two. The vending machine was definitely just all for attacking.
That was just for fun and like offense.
And then the traffic cone was you could use it to like get around because you could like jump up and do the jab maneuver, the ground pound maneuver on like a broken pipe that would weaken and then shoot water up, which would launch you up into the air to get to other places. You can bounce through and make craters in the ground to dodge from enemies in certain spots. And so, you know, it was just really fun that they weren't just like, cool, you're a car now. You know, they all had like a different little use to them that was implemented really well into the design of the level.
I like that a lot too. Quick question about the traffic cone and your ability to go into the ground and dodge stuff.
Yes.
When you were fighting El Gigante Turtle,
yes,
the giant turtle, did you almost die to it because you were like, oh, okay, I just go into the ground real quick to hide from its attack, and then I come back out, and then I do the smash on it. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't working? Is that what you did?
Which one? Because there's like the really big one
and
the
really big one. Yeah.
That one, I think he almost got me. I want to say that I was like less than half of the health bar or something. And because, there's the hole that you can jump into at the very beginning when you fight him, and just like the previous one you'd fought. Yeah, you jump in, jump out, bop him when he moves.
Yeah.
But you have to like run all the way around him.
Yeah. So it was like, it really just kind of reinforced that, you can't just go full ham. You do actually kind of have to think about what you're doing, which was a nice reminder. And something else that I really liked about the bosses and the combat in general is that unlike with most Mario games where Mario has 3 hits, he can take 3 hits, or in Galaxy and in Odyssey are the ones specifically that I'm referencing. He's got a very limited amount of HP, and it doesn't matter what kind of hit you take, you're going to lose it, and then you die. Mm-hmm. Kirby is not the same, and the same rules don't apply to the bosses that he fights either. It's not a 1, 2, 3 hit the boss and then they die combo every time like it frequently is with Mario. They actually have health bars, big ones, and you have to really go at them for them to actually die, which I guess all of the Kirby games that I've really played, or maybe I just don't remember them being that, not necessarily difficult, but that type of combat focused.
Sure.
Because like Kirby it's not Kirby's Yarny World. It's the one where you draw and your rainbow draws become threads.
Oh.
Kirby's Dreamland? Kirby. We don't have to worry about it. It was one of the ones for the DS.
Yeah.
I think.
I know what you're talking about.
Was it for the Wii U? Okay, yeah. Oh, it may have been for the Wii U because you could draw on the gamepad. That might be the one that I most recently played, which was years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since there's been a real new Kirby game. But my point is that I just didn't really remember that kind of, boss fights. Like, this is what boss fights are like. I didn't remember that being part of the game. So that was a really nice reminder / new information.
Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Kirby, yes. Yarny Kirby.
Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn was also one. For that, the Wii was Kirby's Epic Yarn, and then Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn was for the 3DS.
Oh, neither of them were for the Wii U?
I get, unless they did a port later on.
Maybe there was a port. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Wii U, Wii, Nintendo 3DS.
Okay, so the Wii U, I think, is the one that I played it on. I don't think I owned it, though. That may have been a Redbox rental back in the olden times.
Man, Redbox.
I know, right? But yeah, so I've been really enjoying the demo, and I really liked that with the copy abilities, and I don't know if this is new. I feel like it is. This feels like a new addition. So Kirby has his copy abilities where he opens up his mouth, things go in, he becomes them. Yep. We all know how Kirbo works. But now, and if you did you play the demo through just once, or did you go back and do it again?
I didn't go back and do it again, but I had pretty much found all of the side stuff except for like 2 things.
Yes, that's not why I was asking.
Okay.
When you complete the demo and go back and try to do it again, if you did for whatever reason, I was really just cycling through the menus to like get back around to the menu. And then the trailer that plays when you beat the demo for the first time tells you that, hey, there's going to be this ability to upgrade your copy abilities.
I saw that.
And if you play the demo again, it gives you the upgraded versions of those copy abilities for you to mess around with.
That's fun.
It's not the formal way that you upgrade them in the full game, but it's like, oh, well, here's a little taste of what the upgraded abilities are like. I think that's awesome.
That is really cool.
So the copy upgrades, which are really just, bigger and better versions of Kirby's other copy abilities, the one that makes him into a tiny Link, the one that makes
very
him
fun.
So cute, so fun, the one that's like the Freezy. What did you use to beat the big monkey boss?
I had the Freezy.
I did too.
But I did not like the Freezy.
I didn't either. I'm glad we had the same experience.
I loved ice skating Kirby because if you notice, he's like on his tippy toes,
it's so
skating
cute.
around,
and
like
it
he's on
even
an
makes
ice
like
rink.
a little
It's
ice
great.
noise. It's so cute.
But no, which I thought it's so weird that's when they decided to give you the freeze ability is right before the big boss at the very end, and that was like the worst ability you could use.
So it did take me a while to realize that the freeze ability does actually work and it does do massive damage if you keep going long enough. And that boss was
you just have to like hold it down, but he was moving too fast.
He was moving a lot, so I also struggled with that, and I was like, wow, I really should have stuck with the sword.
Well, then it took me a bit to realize, I can suck in the stars that he drops, like when he pounds stuff and shoot those at him and stuff. That's
I
how
didn't
I finally
realize
got
that
through.
either. Oops.
Man, I should have saved the clip of when I beat him because literally he was doing his big like tornado move. At the very end, he was one hit, I was one hit, and I went for that kill and just barely timed it right. I thought, in fact, that he had got me, and then I was like, "Oh wait, I got him! Thank God!" It was so close.
Yeah, I mean, that's what was surprising about it because I wouldn't say that I struggled that much with the final boss, air quotes.
Oh but yeah, I did it in one try.
It was harder than I expected, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of a not difficult game, but it seemed to be a little bit harder than your typical Mario game, for example.
Oh yeah. Well, because I feel like there was a little bit more to it because the platforming and things definitely feel like a Mario game, and honestly, I thought of one earlier that it reminded me of, and now I should have like made a note of it because now I'm blanking on it. I can't remember.
It's a platformer.
It's like another. It's not, no, I haven't played that one, but it's like another Mario adjacent thing. But
Jack and Daxter.
No, I haven't played that one either.
That wasn't Nintendo, anyways.
But basically, I just really liked and appreciated that there was more. It was not just a run, jump, smash enemies.
Yeah.
Like there is a little bit more combat to it. And I was also surprised how many copy abilities you had just in the first levels.
Yeah.
Like you had 3 or 4 that you could get because you could get the sword, you could be the Bomberman, you could be the Cutter. I never tried to suck up one of the bunnies, so I don't know if you could do anything with the bunnies. Or I know the fox guys, which were super cute.
Oh yeah.
And I felt terrible.
Me too. I was like, why
they
is
like
everything...
run at you and they look mean, and I'm like, they're they're not. I just
Yeah,
want to
they're
pet
good
'em.
little boys. I had the same reaction. I was like, why would they make the enemies look like little friends? This is
Right?
messed up.
And why couldn't it be like Sonic, like the old Sonic games where you like free the areas and then you like free the animals from Dr. Robotnik's
oh my
influence?
gosh.
Like,
No, you're just killing
but no,
them.
you're just straight up killing these cute little foxes. And
Oh,
hey,
it's
you're sucking them up and
brutal.
spitting them into each other's faces and knocking them out. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
But I just appreciated how much variety there could be into your play style.
Yeah, me too.
And so that was really refreshing, I honestly thought, for a platformer. And that's what I think made me be like, oh, I could play this game.
Yeah.
Again, like you, like I've got too much stuff on my plate right now, so it's not necessarily one that I'll pick up day one. But if later on down the line I'm looking for something to play, I think it would be a high contender for sure.
Something else that I think will make this game really fun that I hope that either you and I will be able to stream someday or me and somebody else, or, really not even stream, just play. It has co-op mode.
Yeah.
So you can play two
Which
player.
is great.
So fun, because if you've ever played Super Mario 3D World in any amount of co-op or more.
We just beat that one.
Yeah, it goes up to 4 people, which gets crazy.
Very crazy.
I think this Kirby game only allows for 2 players at a
Much
time.
more manageable.
But still, how fun is that?
Yeah.
I love that there's a co-op mode, and I can't wait to play it with other people and have a good, solid, fun time trolling
That
each
would
other.
be a great
Yeah.
stream. Like if we just like, for maybe like an extra life thing or something, if we just like
Oh,
played
that'd
through
be so
Kirby. Because
fun.
it can't be that long of a game.
Well,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, we said that about Guacamelee too, and here we are.
Yeah, it'll take us years to finish it, Jared.
But no, I thought it was really fun, and all the trailer and stuff that it showed off at the end looked like there were some pretty fun, different locations and stuff you get to go to. I did really love, I will say, Kirby's scared face, because he normally just has like the 2 like black lines
They're
for his
blue,
eyes.
thank you very much.
Blue lines for his eyes. But then when he gets scared, they become full white circles with
Yeah.
like a tiny black
Oh my
dot in the
God.
middle.
The-
So funny.
That had me rolling. So it really only takes
it
place
really
in the
looks like somebody like
cutscenes.
sticks googly eyes on him.
It does. It was so funny. I was like, why doesn't he make this face in Smash? This
Right?
is so funny.
It was great.
Which the last thing that just surprised me about the game that is just how pretty it was.
Very pretty.
It's so pretty. The grass is beautiful. Why couldn't Pokemon Legends
bright
Arceus
colors.
get the grass right? But it's so pretty. It's so beautiful. And it's one of those like pure-hearted video games. You know that you're not in it for a crazy wild time like with Elden Ring. You're playing
Right.
it because it is a classic traditional gaming experience. And sometimes you need a palate cleanser,
Oh, for sure. And it definitely looks like one too that it's not even, because we played it, I'm assuming, did you play it on the wild mode?
Yes, I did.
Which is like the harder version.
Yeah.
But like even then, granted, it could get harder later on in
The
the game.
easy mode is called Spring Breeze mode.
Sounds pretty easy.
Yeah, sounds pretty
But
easy.
even on the harder wild mode, I kind of got the feeling like this is still a fairly relaxing play. It's not going to raise the old blood pressure trying to play this
No.
game, which is perfect.
Yeah,
for
thank
just
God.
those days that you just need to take a chill. You've been killed too much in Elden Ring.
Sometimes you
You've
need a
gotten stuck
win.
in Horizon Forbidden West, and you just need something chill. And it seems like it's going to be a good alternative for that.
It obviously will also probably be a great game for families.
Oh,
so
for sure.
parents with young kids that want to play with them, this is probably going to be an awesome game for the library.
I remembered the other game I was trying to remember how it like handles the collectibles and having all the different, because like Mario, you have like the moons and coins, or if you're in a Mario Odyssey and stuff like that. But this one, it just had like a ton of like little other smaller objectives that you could accomplish
Like
in the
little
levels.
achievements.
Like there would be these tulips, make 5 tulips bloom. Those are the only, I'm missing 2. That's the only ones I
Ooh,
didn't get.
sucker.
Go find, what are the companions called? The
Waddle Dees.
Waddle Dees.
Yeah.
Go find 3 hidden Waddle Dees. There are these little things in there, very similar to how I felt Yoshi's Crafted World treated their like
course.
little objectives and everything inside it. See, so
How
it
could
comes
we
full
forget?
circle.
We forgot, and this is literally the game that he comes from. Wow.
See, but that's
Brutal.
why I brought it up. Brought it full circle
Yeah,
to why we
full
have Yoshi
circle.
sitting here.
It makes
'cause
perfect sense.
Inspiration for
Yeah,
you for Kirby's Forgotten Lands.
Yeah, so those little hit, because they're not outright stated. You
Right.
just get notified that you've completed a hidden objective when you do something that affects that objective, which I thought was super fun.
Super great.
I
It
love
allows
that
for-
it gives it some replayability.
And exploration and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because and like once you hit the first one and you get it, you're immediately like, oh,
Yeah.
What's coming up?
Exactly.
Where do I find the other ones? And did I miss any? So, it gives you that chance to want to go back and go through the levels again.
Yeah. Unclear if this was actually a hidden objective. I don't think it is. But you know how there are those crushed up soda cans around?
Yes.
Litter, if you will.
Yeah, I tried picking those up and they didn't ping anything.
They don't ping anything, but they do disappear if you kind of interact with them. And I was like, is there an achievement for getting rid of all the litter? I didn't, but I wanted to be like, should I go back and do it?
It wouldn't take that long to do it, so maybe.
Yeah, you never know. All right. But yeah, so Kirby and the Forgotten Lands looks like an adorable game.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun to play, very whimsical, very silly fun. And I'm really looking forward to
soundtrack
it.
to boot.
Great soundtrack. I cannot wait to listen to the whole thing on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely.
Before Nintendo removes it, as they are wont to do.
Speaking of soundtracks, the volumes 1 and 2 of the Horizon Forbidden West soundtrack have now dropped. So music for days.
There is a specific... Okay, do you mind a very small spoiler
Go for it.
Okay, so for Horizon Forbidden West,
Close
there's
your ears.
Yeah, close your
your
ears.
eyes.
There, you haven't gotten to it yet, but there's a specific tall neck
Okay.
that is kind of janky.
Okay.
And you have to do something to help it. I just want you to tell me when you're in that section if the track that plays sounds bonkers to you.
Like in a really good way, or just like
in a good way. Like
Okay.
eventually I did get into it, but when the soundtrack first started playing in that area, I was like, is someone playing music outside? Because it sounded so stylistically different
Yeah.
than everything else that I was like, is this in the game? So I really got to look up what track that is, because when I really listened to it, I was like, this track is fucking wild. So let me know what you think when you get to that
For
part.
sure. Because I remember there are some parts in the game where like the music of the world itself will like kind of overpower the soundtrack of the game, such as when you're in Plainsong and you're waiting and you first get to Plainsong. Another slight spoiler here. First get to Plainsong and there's the chorus going on. It's so loud
They are so fucking loud.
and
It's
just
like,
singing constantly.
It's like, I know that this is your entire cultural jam, literally, but I'm going to need you all to shut up.
Just
Just bring it down. I need you to bring it down low.
a little too loud.
A little too loud.
Distracting.
Oh my
I have
God, it was
monsters
the
to go on.
worst. All right, the point is, Kirbo is awesome.
Play Kirby.
Play Kirby in Forgotten Lands. It looks so fun.
Forget your troubles.
Yeah, forget your troubles. In the Forgotten Lands.
In the Forgotten
That's why
Lands.
they
That's
call
why.
it the Forgotten. Yeah,
It's where you go.
full circle.
It's where you
Brought
go.
it back around.
Well, there you go. But before we go, we do have to get a little bit of news and find out what else is coming out soon other than Kirby and the Forgotten Lands
Uh-oh.
in our moment with
Jared, I wasn't
Mogan.
ready.
I gotta say, this is one of the worst transitions into moment with Mogan
Yeah,
that
it
we've
sure
done
is.
lately.
Sorry about that one. That's a real awkward one.
Hit
Oh,
my shelf.
gosh.
Almost knocked it over. Uh-oh.
All right, so as of this episode's release date, which will be the 17th.
Yes.
Yes. So there,
Happy St. Patrick's
Oh
Day, everybody.
God, yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Good job.
We're not backtracking much. Not a lot came out. And we're certainly not
Oh,
going
yeah,
to
because
talk
we
about.
missed an episode last week. Sorry, everybody.
did.
But,
Yeah.
we're back now.
Yeah,
so
and
it's
also
all good.
I'm not going to talk about WWE 2K22.
People are getting excited about it.
Literal scale.
I'm not gonna play it.
Moving right along. As of the only game that matters. Okay, so as of this week, the following games have either come out or they're coming out soon. Phantom Breaker Omnia for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. The Cruel King and the Great Hero for PS4 and Switch. Most importantly, legit excited. Paradise Killer is the updated version of Paradise Killer is being released for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, and Xbox One. To be clear, they are releasing physical special editions of Paradise Killer for all of these. Actually, I think the physical release might only be for the Switch version, but they're releasing physical editions, and more importantly, this is actually a slightly expanded game. They added 3 new soundtracks, which is
that's exciting.
incredible.
That's always exciting.
Because this game has the best soundtrack of all time. They added 3 new tracks that are secret. You always have to play through the game again to find them. They added a couple of other new mystery things that the blog post was not clear on purpose. They
okay.
wanted it to be a mystery.
mystery.
And they added, a whole new achievement system. So there's achievements in Paradise Killer now.
Very cool.
Love it. I am absolutely going to be buying it, probably for the PlayStation.
That's what I was going to ask. What'd you play it on before?
I played it on the Switch before.
Okay.
And the reason that I want to get it on PlayStation and not PC, because I don't, but PlayStation is my comfort zone.
Sure.
So the reason I want to get it on the PlayStation is that I've seen some other people play it on either PC or PS, and it's like, oh, it do look better. So unfortunately, the Switch version is just out there looking rough as usual, as Switch versions do. But Paradise Killer, for the love of God, if you missed it back in 2020 when it came out, play it now. It is one of the best detective investigation games of all time. Period.
Nice.
Play it. It's my game of the year 2022. Again.
Again?
Yeah, again.
What
Not
about
sorry.
Forbidden West? Come
Nope,
on.
not sorry. Paradise Killer times 2. Tunic is also out for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. Anno. Anno Mutationem. ANNO : mutation EM. Mutationem.
Anno's
Anyways.
normally like a turn-based strategy game, I want to say.
Well, that's
Like
out for
or
PS4 and
real-time
PC
strategy,
now.
maybe, but
So
maybe that's
good
something
luck
else.
with that. Monster Energy Supercross for PS5, Xbox Series X, NES, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Oh, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming out for PS4, Switch, and PC. Sounds like just one of those weird spin-offs. Not interested. Shredders is out for Xbox Series X, NES, and PC. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. I've seen this one getting some mixed reviews.
Have you seen there? I've been seeing some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
about this
it
game.
looks like it's a little rough. Looks like it's got some weird stuff going on, but not all of what I've read about it has been necessarily bad.
Everybody I've seen it
Yeah.
has been like, it's rough and really weird,
It's-
but that strangely makes me love it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that actually kind of has me interested.
Like I saw this scene, a cutscene from it where I believe the main character's name is Jack, and he meets two of his companions. He's like just walking up to a street though, and walking up to to a city on a street, and he just like stops, and then it's like this 10-cut little sequence of him stopping, his feet spinning, moving around. Then it cuts to him turning around. So it's also like out of
it's
out
like
of
not,
edit sequence. It doesn't like make sense. It's like there's too many clips for what's happening. And then he turns around and sees these two dudes walking up to him, and they just like kind of stand there awkwardly for like a second and a half too long. And then it goes to the two people who walked up to him. It goes to each one of them, and they both just go, my orb is glowing, and I see that you have this, that it is glowing as
What the
well. It's the weirdest fucking shit I've ever seen.
I gotta look that up.
I'll try to like post it in the
Oh my
Discord.
God, that sounds
I was watching this and I
hysterical.
was like, oh my God, if that's how all this game's cutscenes are, like way too many extra shots,
God.
weird grunts at each other as forms of greeting. Like it's weird, but who knows? You know,
Sure.
go off, Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
fans.
you do whatever you want. Anyways, that's up for PS5, Xbox Series X, S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Rune Factory 5. I know a lot of people are really excited about Rune Factory. It's a long-standing series. Many people love it. Rune Factory 5 is out exclusively for the Switch on March 22nd. And getting us into next week, obviously, we've got a Memoir Blue for all of the PlayStations and Xboxes, Switch, and PC, so basically everything. We've also got The Ascent, only for PlayStation 5 and 4. And then at the end of next week, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, March 25th, Switch exclusive. And, shockingly, Ghostwire Tokyo. That game's coming out.
Wow, so soon.
I
I've been
think-
seeing like more stuff of it
Yeah,
coming
me
up,
too.
but I just thought like we got another trailer or something.
Yeah, well, they did. So
At the state of play that I missed because I was
I
gone.
missed it
That's
too
right.
because I didn't care. I didn't have an excuse. Ghostwire Tokyo is maybe coming out on March 25th for PS5 and PC. And then another banger that I is actually another game I'm kind of interested in, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yeah.
So Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, one of the Borderlands spin-offs, is coming out for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, also on Friday, March 25th. So that Friday is stacked.
And I also saw a tweet from a Gearbox CEO, Randy Pitchford, but saying that like on launch day, Tiny Tina's Wonderland will come out fully supporting crossplay and everything too for its co-op missions and stuff. So that's kind of cool. That's right off the gate.
Yes, I've just double checked. It's released Ghostwire Tokyo. Excuse me. Its release date is March 25th.
Well, how
so
about them apples?
supposedly it's coming out. Awesome.
What do you know?
Randy?
Random thing. Oh yeah, no. He just tweeted that you'll be able to like crossplay with all your friends like day one. So that's just kind of cool. But the other thing I remembered because I saw this on the old Twitter sphere yesterday. That yesterday, as of recording, March
For
13th,
Honor?
No.
Oh,
What's For Honor?
never mind.
Did you say something about For
No,
Honor?
you go ahead with your thing.
It was the 10-year anniversary of Journey.
Oh, wow.
So I need to play that game finally.
Huh. Yeah, you
Because
do.
I never have. And it's like, it was
Oh,
like, it and
man.
Firewatch have been on my list of like these ones that I need to
Dude.
play. Firewatch is done. It's time for Journey.
You should
10-year
play
anniversary
Journey.
seems like the perfect time.
It does. You should play Journey, and you should stream it.
I should.
I feel like that will make it maybe more fun for you, and especially since some of its action is a little bit puzzly. If you get stuck, you don't have to walk.
I mean, I know that I'm not going into this one expecting like fight stuff and all, and I know what I'm getting into in that one. My curiosity to see hear the soundtrack in the game is very strong.
Dude.
And that's like the highest reason I want to play it.
Yes,
Speaking of, Austin Wintory actually did release like a special version of the soundtrack that I believe is like a re-recording with a full orchestra and stuff like that. So,
Oh my god! Holy crap!
yeah, he released it on his Bandcamp, so it's probably out on Spotify.
I gotta go
and stuff like
purchase that,
too. So yeah,
right away.
So some good stuff coming down for Journey fans since
Awesome.
it has been.
I saw on the old Twitter sphere, and because you had just talked about crossplay, I thought this is what you were going to say. For Honor, for some reason, just got crossplay.
Okay, I did see that too.
Yeah. Why? It's just like, it's been 5 years.
I know.
Why?
That's honestly surprising.
So
and with that
weird.
game too, like I know that people sometimes complain about the stuff about like in Apex especially or other cross-platform games like Fortnite where you're playing the consoles versus the mouse keyboards, that there's some stuff like the aim assist and all that jazz that people get up in arms about. I don't necessarily notice/care that much in games like that. For Honor though,
It seems like it would make a difference.
yeah, huge difference. I feel like anytime I came up against a PC player in For Honor, I'm just gonna get destroyed.
Yeah.
Not that I play
Well,
the game. Super
anyways,
lot
yeah,
anyway,
so
it's
it-
not really a problem for me. but
God, for anybody
Still.
that's still playing For Honor,
Yeah.
that's a feature now.
a
Good
fairly
luck.
big community. I still follow the subreddit, just like see the
Really?
gameplay, and it still seems to be fairly alive.
No kidding.
They actually just introduced a new hero that's a
Really?
pirate. So I don't know if that's like it's like, how does that make sense? But but like as a new potentially group. So they're still making content for it.
Wow, fascinating. Well,
Yeah.
good for them.
I know.
Congratulations.
It's a game that I'm glad has stuck around. I just am not so glad that I'm terrible at it.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, that's the episode.
That's
Thanks.
the episode. Stuff
Bye.
coming out. So go play Kirby. Check out some of these other games coming out. Until then, I'm one of your hosts, Jared Wilson, joined by Rachel Mogan.
Adios.
We'll see you next time.